Order on August 11th. It is exactly 5. And so let's go around the room and say who's here. You want to start? Oh, Peter, yeah.
Peter DeLisa.
Chris Picklow.
David Crane, Rick Brainerd,
Pat Bolden, Lori Davalos,
Carolyn Lyle,
Nina Regan.
Deb Mapes,
and Krista May.
Joe.
All right, so we'll start. So we do have guests. So Carolyn is here. And we'll start with new business. We'll turn it over to you.
If I can get on. I mean,
Oh, we're still, you can't
Well-
share or share screen?
well, if I get to this, share screen.
Are you giving, you have
Did you open up your
give
presentation?
her permission to share? Allow, because we're using your screen.
I'm not the host.
Yeah,
That's right.
did
I'm
not.
not the host.
Tools. I don't know how to do that. Let's see.
Do you have the option to be a participant rather than a guest?
Transfer to
How does that say transfer?
transfer to room.
Try that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can send you the presentation. I can email you the presentation.
Okay,
Let's just.
then I'll
Then you,
email out with the minutes, or I don't access my email from here.
well, if I email someone the presentation, if you're the host and I email you the presentation, maybe
Try this here.
you could
Yeah.
put it on the
Yeah, I
screen.
know, I think,
Yes, it's share.
I know we've done that in other meetings, more select than meetings. Carl's done it with people.
Yeah,
We haven't done it much here.
I did it. I couldn't do it with selectmen, but I did it with planning. And I think I had to sign in as a participant rather than a guest. And then share my screen.
Maybe try that, Carolyn.
Those tools for.
Sign off and sign back in as
Sure, I'll try.
participant,
I'll leave it.
which you are. I mean, the minutes will reflect you as guests.
I have this up.
Which one?
Participants.
Well, I have to go back to the agenda because that's how I got in the first place.
Oh, with the link. Yeah.
Second one.
Post tools.
No. Choice.
This is just unmuted and.
If we had a high school kid in here, we'd be on like this.
I know, really.
I do not.
Sorry.
I love it.
Great. He wins the ring award.
Okay, so I'm at the meeting and I'm gonna do the public Zoom link. And I mean, I'm already on. So
No, I just did that just to see if that.
it says OSTH is the host. It's got 2 next to it.
Right,
Are you OSTH?
yes.
Option down on the bottom to share your
So
screen.
let me see.
The sharing the screen is under setting right here.
Just-
Transcript is on. Security.
Well,
If I do
okay,
say,
hold on, let me promote you to,
that's.
Yes.
let me promote you to panelist.
There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna join as panelist.
Okay,
Okay,
and
good.
it says ask to start video, but it doesn't say. It doesn't say kind of share your
Yeah.
screen.
You should be able to share it.
Try it on yours.
Yeah, it should
Try
be on.
sharing.
I got share. Share settings, remove from toolbar.
No,
No, down the middle, that doesn't have.
you have the presentation open, right? On your computer?
I do.
At the bottom, on the bottom of your screen, it
Very
says
bottom
share.
is share.
Yeah, it
It says that you declined to be promoted as a panelist.
I did not.
Oh.
The host has asked you to start your video.
Mhm.
I don't know.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
well, okay.
Now just share your screen now.
What is that ringing?
The share is
Oh,
share
it's-
settings removed from toolbar. I don't have a.
You should have just share your.
Yeah. Show captions, apps, transfer to room settings. The share is share settings removed from toolbar.
Go to settings.
It's usually much more straightforward.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually right
I've done it with.
Yeah.
Maintain, not here. Share entire desktop, I have that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
I have that. Scale to fit content, I have that.
Open up your presentation, see if.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Something's happening.
Can we have another solution? Can you run it on your computer and just show it in the room? And
Sure.
I can add it as a link to the minutes, maybe, so everybody could view it.
The only thing we didn't try is to make Carolyn a co-host.
Oh,
At the top, the three dots on the,
okay.
Is that
or maybe it's Carolyn, if you clicked on Carolyn's three dots.
Make host, make
Co-host.
co-host.
Co-host. There you go.
Okay, let's see here. I'm co-host now. So let's put the presentation.
Just open up your presentation.
I did.
On the bottom.
Share. Host tools for share. Window size. Share. One panelist can share at a time. Who can share? All panelists. All right. We know all that. Okay.
And you click the share button. Not that one, not that one.
What's share button?
The one that is next to it.
Host tools.
No, the other one.
Raise
It says
hand.
share, right under it says share. No. Right, not the little up button, the next one over to your left. Nope, left, nope, right.
In the middle,
Nope, left.
right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
I did. I'm clicking
No,
it.
no, you're clicking the button next to it, but click that
Oh, the arrow.
Yeah, that's share.
button.
I clicked the button. Okay, open system settings to grant access.
Maybe next time we'll just print off the slides and share it out.
Nice sense.
Like in the old days, when you handed out sheets to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't always have the easiest.
Oh, okay.
So I will send.
I don't use the
Yeah.
system enough to
They have
check.
their-
Right.
So I
Oh,
have
right,
Here.
right, right.
So
So you'll
Zoom it, this stuff.
Okay.
All right. Wait,
Perfect.
that's okay. This is a learning
Yeah.
lesson, so
She didn't want it.
I'm gonna get out of here and just show everybody my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah.
We can see it from here. We're all.
Okay, cool.
So,
All right, so thank you
Yes,
for
that's right.
having me and thank you for the participants here. The concern about data centers in Old Saybrook has arose because of the solar panel that is being constructed right now on 74 Bochum Road. And it's being constructed by TriTech Energy Development. And that was approved by the siting council, and several people around this table, myself included and many other people, tried to pause it because there was not any input from either the town or the community. There's a whole lot of reasons for that, but I'm not going to get into that. However, the company that is building the solar panel, their holding company, bought the 27 acres that this 6.8 acres is in. So now we have a 6.8 acre solar array in the middle of the 27.68 acres. The same company owns it. So there have been concerns expressed by people I know in this town and by other towns, actually, that is ripe for a data center. It's across from the grid on Bochum Road. It is close to a water supply. All of Saybrook has a lot of water supplies, aquifers, the Connecticut River. It's close to a highway, and it is a data center that could be run by a renewable energy. So Governor Lamont has said that any data centers in Connecticut have to have their own source of energy because there's a lot of controversy about data centers stealing from the grid. So that arose, and so I got together with other people in the town who are very worried about this. And we met with Chris Costa because we first asked, let's do a moratorium on data centers. Our regs don't talk about data centers. There's a lot of wiggle room, and these energy companies are sharp. They're all over the country. The experience we had with the solar farm was less than transparent. And so we're concerned that a development company, especially since it's the same holding company, could apply and push through a data center. So that's where this all started. So in my meeting with Chris, she suggested that the presentation that I'm about to give you, and we're also going to give this to zoning, planning, and inland wetlands and waterways, as also as EPA, is asking for a ban on data centers. So I'm going to give you some background of data centers. A lot of the research that you're going to see in this, I got from various sources, World Resources Institute, there's a cleanenergy.com, and I quoted some of them. So the irony of all of this is you can go to AI and get all this stuff, and you have to, but you have to confirm it. I mean, AI will tell you, and then you got to go to the website and actually figure it out. So, well, that's, any questions so far? So, data centers in Old Saybrook. Come on. What is a data center? It's a physical, well, I have this right in front of me.
Fran, to see, so you can't see.
Come on over here.
Come.
Oh, I'll just stand up. That's okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to read from my, so a data center is a physical structure of the internet and the cloud. It houses all the IT and computing equipment. We're talking computers. It houses the power and the electrical infrastructure. It houses the fire suppression equipment. It houses the security and management equipment and the hardware cooling and inside environmental controls. It's all about protecting the computers which run 24/7. It's also called many things around the country, which is how development companies have been able to skirt or argue that it's allowed in particular zoning areas. They're called communication warehouses, IT storage buildings, server farms, server rooms, computer rooms, mainframes, engine rooms, co-location facilities. So there's large data centers that you may have read about in Texas and the Southwest, and then there's co-locations, which are smaller. They also can be called a carrier hotel, an edge facility. As a matter of fact, one of the active data center construction companies in Connecticut is called New England Edge. They're also called modular micro data centers, and they can be called hyperscalers. So all of these are potential names that companies have used to call them. Okay. So why do you think data centers are all the rage now?
It's AI, it's powering
AI.
AI, yeah.
It's a response to the surging demands. AI, streaming platforms. Connecticut has 52 data centers from 11 markets. And I got this from datacentermap.com and the World Resources Institute. They have data centers in Norwich, Wallingford, Groton, Hartford, Stamford, New Haven, Waterbury, Fairfield, and Oxford. Some of those are co-locations. So for Hartford has a main data center, and there are some co-locations close to Hartford. The largest data center is in Waterbury. The co-location data centers support large data centers. The state of Connecticut has tax incentives for data centers. So what is the impact on communities? And this has been well researched all over the country. First of all, it's a soaring demand for unpopulated, inexpensive land. Co-location centers can use anywhere from 6 to 240 acres of land. If there's the co-locate, well, I'll get this in another slide, but what was purchased at Bochum Road could fit a co-location center that will run on how much power the solar array is producing. And they only need 24 acres. And they clear acres of forest. So this is the Achilles heel in all of this. It's also a strain on water supplies and on the electrical grid. Now, their data center companies have been saying no strain on the water because we will recycle the water and cool the engines that way. However, the solvent they use to recycle the water is PFAS, which is that forever chemical, which has been those regulations around PFAS and EPA have all been loosened in this current environment. And then there's energy demands. You got compressors that cool them. You got fans that cool them. You got to be the lights 24/7 lights and the noise. They hum. As a matter of fact, there's been reports that natural wildlife migration has been disturbed. Wildlife has been disturbed. And it impacts the neighborhood quality of life. The life cycle of a data center is they upgrade every 5 to 6 years, if they last 5 to 6 years. And so what are you going to do with all this hazardous waste? You got batteries, you got coolants, you got chemical cleaners, and on top of that, the fire suppression systems. So this is all comes from a data center so that we can Google how to cut my toenails. It's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a huge impact, which is why this is a really, really hot button. So here's the Bochum Road concern. TA Energy Holdings recently purchased 27.39 acres of woodland at 74 Bochum Road. So the chronology of that solar farm, it was approved by the Siting Council in May, and the TA Energy Holdings bought the other land in March, as a matter of fact, at the end of March. And if you go on the assessor website, it tells you TA Energy Holdings bought it. It doesn't tell you the price, but that's a whole nother story. Now, TriTech Energy Development, who's building the solar panel, has a 20-year contract with Eversource. Now, I learned this just today. The contract they have, I gotta make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, I'm actually gonna read to you what this contract is. This is the petition from TriTech Energy to build the solar array. Energy produced by the solar project will be sold to Eversource as a part of the non-residential renewable energy solution program. The NRES program is a statewide incentive program designed to broaden participation in clean energy initiatives in Connecticut by providing renewable energy credits to compensate non-residential owners of distributed energy sources like solar for their own power systems and to provide for the electric grid. But so they have, so, and there's more than this, and I read this. TriTech is going to sell their energy to Eversource, all of it to Eversource. And in exchange, they're going to get renewable energy credits, which they can turn around and sell. So for them, it's a revenue stream. They can also sell it to their own company. TriTech Energy could sell it to TA Holdings if they want to build a data center. And that data center could either go off another solar array or could hook onto the grid. The substation's right across the street. So what was bugging me is, why are they doing a standalone solar array? And why would they buy 27 acres? What are they planning, or what's happening with that solar array? So according to their petition, all of the energy that solar array produces will go to Eversource, and they will get the credit for it. And they can sell that credit for money. Eversource gets the benefit of telling the state of Connecticut, see, we got renewable energy, because that's a law in Connecticut. It's called EDCs. Our electrical distribution companies are required to have a certain percent of their production in renewable sources. In Connecticut, it's basically solar. So this is the concern, and this is the concern. So a co-location data center could fit in that 27 acres, and it could support another data center. So while all of this was happening, while they were going to the siting council, Waterford was trying to build a huge data center next to Millstone. It's possible that if they had a data center at Bochum Road, that could be a co-location to Waterford, is less than 100 miles. I don't know what they're thinking, but so that's why we're concerned about the fact that the energy company owns that land. So what's our ask? Well, actually, other towns. East Lyme is looking into a moratorium or a ban. They have a couple of people from their zoning commission to research this. And as a matter of fact, their research is due in August. So the zoning commission in East Lyme is looking at either a moratorium or a ban. Morris has a 2-year ban on data centers. You may have read, it was farmland is what was the issue in Morris. Groton has a permanent zoning restriction on data centers. Westbrook is actively considering a moratorium or a ban. I talked with the person on the zoning commission just a couple of days ago. New Haven has a 12-month pause, and Harwinton is also actively considering. So the old Saybrook action, we want to request, and this is after consultation with Chris Costa, we want to request the land use commissions to amend the zoning regulations to prohibit data centers. And we want to ensure that in those regulations, the definition of data center encompasses all purposes, all references and names of such buildings. Amend the zoning regulations to list data centers as prohibited structures in all districts in the old Saybrook zoning. So in our zoning regs, we have resident and conservation districts. It's about 8 of those. We have business and industrial districts. There's 7 of those. And then each of those have permitted uses, special exemption uses, and prohibited uses. So there's a lot of potential wiggle room in our zoning regs. So that's what we're asking for. And we also want to ensure that the prohibition applies to everything, all the processes. The building, the application, the plan review, the permitting, the construction, and the operation. So I'm coming to you to get your support for this because it's going to be a decision by zoning to put in an amendment to the zoning regulations. Yes.
What's
Sure.
the benefit to the town of having a data center in the town? Taxes?
Well, okay, good question. So there are some development companies that will try to get zoning to approve it by saying, oh, we'll build you a new school, or oh, we'll build you a wastewater system. Or we're going to get so much tax revenues, but then in the details, they get a tax abatement in the beginning. Other than that, there's really no benefit. Okay, employment. Data centers employ probably 15 people in the beginning. You got to do maintenance. You got to make sure that the building's secure. It's not a huge employer. So that's the problem, that it's not like we're all going to get free Wi-Fi. I mean, maybe they would do that. Maybe they would say everybody get free Wi-Fi because this is a huge moneymaker.
Yeah.
It's all about money. So yes.
So I just have one other question.
Sure.
Do you know what drove the ban in Groton? I mean, to have a permanent ban on them, there must be some rationale behind it, so it would be good to know.
Well, it's zones, right? It's not a full ban.
Yes, they are not there. They had an application for a very big building. And I think their application now is they won't look at anything that's over 12,500 square feet. So there's a ban on a size. That's all I know about Brown. But they put their ban in a while ago because they were up against this, I think in 2022 or 2023, it was a while ago. So, but I think, we got land off of Boken Road. I mean,
So,
go ahead.
I'm this kind of thing is very worrisome to me as well, but I'm as a sort of a devil's advocate question. What about parts of town that are more brownfields, that are more industrial ready or not in use and are not a environmental asset to the town at this point?
Right.
What are the downsides there? Just
Well, some of the locations in Connecticut are in buildings. Like the one in Trumbull, it looks like a mall. It's a nice brick building. There's trees and bushes and parks. And I mean, so there are, but they do run 24/7. They do. So that is all should be considered in the zoning regs. Because I mean, if that's what the zoning commission or the zoning would be interested in, taking some of our vacant lots and turning them into a data center, there's still no benefit to the town. They're not employing people. It still is 27 for operations. It's still loud. It's still noisy. It still has fire suppression. We still have to deal with toxic waste. So those are all really good questions, and maybe those kinds of things should be researched. But there's one town that I read wants to solicit a data center because they want to be on the map. It was some group of people that says nobody knows about us. Maybe it'll bring some people to town. So
Have you reached out to any of our legislators, Needleman,
Oh, yeah.
Martha?
yes.
What have they said? Out of curiosity.
So I brought this up to the chief of staff for the Governor Lamont when I was at the Connecticut Advocate for Trees meeting. And I told him that we're worried that the same company bought the land. And what do you say about removing all these trees? And he said, well, the governor would not be in favor of removing trees. And apparently the governor, and I talked with the governor himself last week. Well, he was at the Democratic Town Committee, a meeting, and that was at the library last week. And I brought it up to him too. And he said, I don't know how this solar panel happened. We'll have to look into it. And I said, well, we sent you a petition of 35 people. And I told him the chief of staff, and the chief of staff said, send him the petition. I already sent it to him again. He said, we'll have to, and they both know, both the chief of the staff and Mr. Needleman was there also. And I said, they both know that there's 27 acres owned, all forested land. And in that solar array petition, there's a state organization, Conservation Services, an Environmental Conservation Services Commission, that identified that some of the land in the solar area, which is, we're talking about the same parcel of land, was core forest. So I mentioned that to the governor, and he said, well, we'll have to look into this. So, I mean, I've been vocal with them, and I plan to follow up with Brockman. Matt Brockman is the chief of staff for the governor. Mr. Needleman didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. Mr. Needleman has not responded to my request to talk to him about there's two bills in Hartford about the siting council and about land for solar. And they're not going anywhere. And one of them was referred to his committee on energy and technology. So, and I'm not getting anything out of him. I talked to Martha Marks, and she said it was above her pay grade. So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't mean to disparage them, but it's, yeah. So we need to do this ourselves. We have to do this ourselves. We can't wait for the governor. I mean, he went against Waterford. There was another plan to turn a disc golf course at Simsbury at the bottom of Talcott Mountain or something for a solar pay. He went against that. He's something else he mentioned. There's another Yukon wants to build a golf course in the middle of a forest of ancient oak trees. He's going against that. So I mean, and he said this to at least 80 people.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to do the same thing, but they're trying to reduce emissions. But nobody's talking about you reduce emissions. You don't reduce emissions by adding carbon. That's the whole irony of this. Yeah. And there was an article in the Connecticut Insider by Megan Portfolio, who talked about there's a bill in Hartford to join the RGGI. So this is a regional electric energy grid group with other New England to increase the standards of no emissions. But people in Hartford, there's a number of them in Hartford, says, well, the ratepayer needs to know how much that's going to cost on an electric bill, because there is a little bit of a fee in our electric bill for things like this. I mean, Eversource is bankrolling energy credits, so there is a little bit of a fee. But okay, so you pay. I mean, I'm willing to pay a little bit. I'm willing to pay the money to not have emissions pollute everything, which is what's going to happen. So anyway, but anyway, if yes, Joe.
So let's say you can enact something to prevent it, but can the siting council, the state override local ordinances?
Well, if they claim eminent domain. Yeah, no, they can. They could do an eminent domain, which is why we got to get our legislature to rein in the siting council.
Yeah.
But no, they could. So, but I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what eminent domain. And I mean, as long as Governor Lamont's in office, I don't know that he would agree with eminent domain on a core forest that's right next to the preserve, that's 27 acres of trees. You're talking thousands of trees that would come down. So, no, yeah, could the siting council override it? Yeah. However, if we hear wind of the siting council wanting to do anything in that 27 acres, we can speak up. You go to siting council minutes, there's always a section for public comments. It's public. You can go to a siting council meeting. It doesn't, even if it's over, so the siting council doesn't have to hold hearings if it's 1 megawatt or less. They do have to hold hearings if it's 1 megawatt or more. But that doesn't mean that we can't show up at a siting council meeting. We can't write letters. We can't express our opinion. So.
Well, just in the interest of time, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have the rest of our
Thank you
meeting.
so much.
So, no, I think, as you know, we are not regulatory body, but we are certainly advisory, and I think keep me apprised as you go to the zoning and, all the other commissions and at the right time, and I can touch base with Chris as well and say certainly the Conservation Commission would, assuming we would vote on it, would certainly support a moratorium or ban on data centers.
Well, Chris is calling a special meeting of zoning planning in the wetlands and
Oh, okay.
ZBA next Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
well, good.
7 o'clock, I don't know, and I'm gonna have to do it remotely from a hotel in Pittsburgh, so I hope it works. But
Yeah, I'll try to.
anyway, so we need the public to show up at that. I know you gentlemen can't, but Chris, it would be a good thing for you to be there.
Yeah, no, let me,
Because
I usually get invited, but I haven't seen anything, but
yeah, I think she's putting the agenda out on Wednesday.
I should say we get invited.
Yes. All right, well, thank you for your work. I
Yeah,
know
no,
you're all
thank you.
conservation-minded and you all want to help keep us
I
in
know,
our open
it's
space and
overwhelming.
what. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And the reason why we're here is because all of this is happening literally behind our home.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And basically, and we were not given the information to try to fight the solar. So I don't even think if we tried, it's going to stop it because we're only a quarter mile away from the Eversource substation. So I think it was a done deal before you.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. It was, yeah.
So every single
Smoke and
day, now
mirrors.
what used to be a country
Yeah,
right of way
yes,
path.
yeah.
There are all these trucks and all these trees are being taken out.
Right
And
now,
it's literally within 1,000 feet of my home.
So what's your most critical concern? Is it the noise or the?
It's gonna be the fact that it becomes, our neighborhood is not really zoned for a commercial enterprise. And it's, it's going to reduce our property value.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they say that if they will plant trees, I'm gonna have to plant some trees to block as much of it out, but it's turned into something else.
Yeah.
I'm a composer. I work in film and theater, and this is supposed to be a haven for me to work. And all of a sudden there's this thing that's happening literally within, like the workmen are just, and these gigantic, I could show you video. I mean, it's like there's nothing I can do. So Carolyn has been like a firebrand. I've never met anyone like her. She put it and it's so she told us about this. Well, it's because we're so directly involved in this and committed to the town that, if there's anything in there, they're going to do something even more to make this into something.
The other issue is Lyman Commercial Realty has land for sale in Boca. You go on their website, they will tell you what property they've surveyed that is good for data.
Oh, wow.
They push that. If you go on
Their
there and
signs
say
are
you
all
want to buy
over.
that,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's.
Well, nice to meet you all.
All right,
thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thanks for being there. That's what
Oh,
we love this town.
we do too. Try to preserve it. Okay, let's see. You happy up at the head of the table?
I got the most comfortable seat.
I know. I like the king chair over there. All right. Well, let's move on. So minutes from last month, July 14th. Any edits or comments?
Yeah, I have just one comment. I sent to the previous person who was here.
Oh, right.
The minutes I had, which was,
Mhm.
she didn't put in it.
Oh, so yeah, so Lynette, so we typically we don't include because they're already as part of Parks and Rec. And so any one of us going to any one of the commissions, it's really sort of an update and a summary. So we just, yeah, it would be redundant to put them in ours because they already exist. in
No,
Parks
I
and Rec.
gave mine.
Oh, your minutes, your summary.
My summary. Yeah, I gave her the two, remember, because
Yeah.
they were ahead of us.
She said, I don't know, I didn't see them, Joe, was it long? Was it a lot?
I mean, with my typical.
Yeah.
With Chris,
Um,
no. I told her I was gonna send them.
Yeah.
She gave me her email and I sent them and she didn't put it.
Yeah, and let me check with Lynette, because she commented.
Well, here's what I'll
The
do.
summaries in here, it says Joe went to 2 meetings and then it tells what, it distills out what.
Yeah, is it? Did you want more?
I said, this is, I mean.
I think she probably just, yeah. I didn't, yeah.
Here's what I suggest. I'll just send them to Kristen for for this meeting. I'll
Okay.
let her-
All right, and let me talk, I wish Lynette was here because she had indicated that we needed more of a summary, but again, I didn't see what you wrote.
It was just a summary.
Summary, okay.
I mean, we've been putting them in for months. I don't understand why it was.
Oh, okay. Okay,
And
Well-
I sent a little, oh, I'm sorry, I sent a little note to Krista as well that, I was still listed as, being the liaison to the land trust, but it's gonna continue to be part.
oh, yeah. Yeah. And we did mention that to, I forget who was here, Krista. I think it just,
No big deal.
it's, sorry. I think it was just, yeah, the change in the people being here. And you know what? And you can probably blame me for that too, Francine, because Lynette sends me the agenda and I review it and I didn't catch it. So my bad as well, because I do usually look over it and I didn't catch it. So, and she probably just didn't catch it from the person that was here. From Janice, yeah, it was Janice who was the recording clerk. All right, other than, I guess, we'll follow up with Lynette and Joe's points. Any other edits or anything to the minutes? If not, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from July 14th.
So moved.
Second, Peter and Nina second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Okay, minutes approved. Correspondence and announcements. Let's see, because I'm sorry, I just got this from Krista, it's just Lynette's not here. I think. Yeah, oh, almost 100 usable produce bags were given out to town hall visitors. Oh, if they are used and we reused, we prevent hundreds of plastic bags going into the waste stream. Let me do, yeah, I might as well read this now because I think it doesn't fit. So zoning amendments effective June 5th. The zoning commission approved a new standard requiring a special exception permit for clearing of more than half an acre of trees or vegetation unless the clearing is approved as part of a development application. The purpose of this regulation is to protect the tree canopy, which assists in the mitigation of climate changes and helps avoid erosion. Oh, very good.
Great.
Yeah, effective June. So I'm going to make sure Caroline knows this. Also clarified regulations for tree cutting within the Gateway Conservation Zone when visible from the Connecticut River. I don't know if this has come up in your meetings. Requiring trees that are removed to be replaced and setting thresholds for permitting by the tree warden or the zoning commission. The updated Gateway regulations, chapter 58 of the zoning regs, are available on the town website. So maybe this might be, yeah, something to put in just within detail or for you, Krista, because it is just ready for the public to know. And the other she has about sustainable CT, so I'll cover that when we get to sustainable CT. Anybody else have any announcements or? Okay. Well, let's go through the committee updates. So inland wetlands, Peter?
We still haven't met since the last
Oh,
meeting. We meet next week.
oh, okay. Preserve ad hoc, we met, just nothing really new to report other than they're making nice progress on the, public use plan, which, and also, the big piece of that is just remapping the trails within the preserve. And so very active in looking at ones that we need to shut down because they are close to, vernal pools. And so there's been a fair amount of work that the representative from DEEP has done, one of the representatives at the ad hoc committee, Keith, has gone in there with Chris Kreider, who knows the preserve like the back of his hand. And so, yeah, I'm happy to hear, because this has been talked about for a long time. So even though you have the cutting of the trees, et cetera, but the other piece of it was just people, mountain bikers primarily, running ramshod through the preserve. And so we're really trying to start to curtail that. So some of the work, I'm not sure exactly when it will start, but there's good progress being made with where do we want to remap things, how do we want to shut them down, and figuring out the right, workarounds of the vernal pools and stuff without, hurting other vegetation in the process.
What are those signs around town? No logging in the preserve.
Yeah, this is Leah, I forget her last name. Yeah, she's moved into town about 2 or 3 years ago, has a really strong background in forest management and whatever. I forget where she lived before. I don't want to say because I just don't remember. But anyway, Chris Kreider moved out of town, and so he used to be the big opponent of, fighting for the preserve. And so she's kind of taken that over. So she now created this little group that's on that sign. So I think she's just trying to garner interest. Because I think, just for the record, and I've told her, this has been all along, when DEEP finally gets around to wanting to cut stand 10, they have to have a public meeting. And it has to be presented. And so I think that's, she's working on making sure everybody knows that when that happens. But I haven't heard any timetable whatsoever of when they want to do this. They know there's a lot of resistance to wanting to go in, particularly the stand, because it has the most vulnerable populations of vernal pools, et cetera, in there. And to get to it is a huge issue. It's not just the access road that's in there. So, but yeah.
That gets your attention, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a good technique.
Yeah.
Well, as we know, it's one of the few modes of communication that.
Yes, I know.
I know, every time I do really well, because I see them too.
I know. I wish I lived on the main road. I'm back because I can't put anything on.
Signs that say, logging and preserve.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a ton of them, but they're
I've seen them
around.
too.
They're
Yeah, I've seen a few.
visible. Yeah. They're getting around.
Yeah.
Okay. Land trust, Laurie?
I must have left my notes in there, and so I don't have the dates of things, but if you're interested, you can go on the Land Trust Facebook page and we'll have, but they're moving forward with the bracket club. It's continuing to, papers are signed, the checks are delivered, and fortunately they've got, the town has contributed to the purchase, and I think they have another grant that doesn't require them to do a lot of, it's that some of their properties they've obtained with grants. And as we know with the preserve, that, you get grants, often they come with conditions that are difficult to meet, or, not exactly what you were planning for. So that's good that they were able to do it without having any onerous conditions put on the use of that money. There's a butterfly tagging event coming up in September. And there's a kayaking trip. They do an annual kayaking, picking up litter in Dunk Island, which they're trying to keep a little bit on the low down because too many people came last time. Couldn't move. And there's the swallow. They have a swallow boat that, the trip that I think helps, fund some things as
Oh,
an interest. Like, RiverQuest gives them a deal and then they can, so that's, I think they're still selling tickets to that.
Okay. I see them gathering, I may have told you guys this, way out on towards the causeway from my house, right at the end of all the Phragmites and then the water. They gather there every evening, hundreds of them.
Do they?
And then, yeah, and then they all at some, I haven't watched them this year because I could just sit there for like how long. But they all kind of, all of a sudden, one or two will start and then I'm sure they're heading to
There's
the
like
river.
water bodies
Yeah.
all around, probably, this part of Connecticut. There's a little, the quarry behind Conley Drive, the former gravel pit, really.
Mhm.
It's just a pond. And there'd be a ton of swallows there. And same thing, I'd walk my dog, just don't tell me to walk. I would walk them down. No, that, years ago, and the swallows would take off right before sunset, and I knew where they were going. So it's all around there,
Yeah.
all the water bodies, the swallows.
Behind my house too, the plum bank wash.
Oh,
All
yeah,
of a sudden, they just.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
up. Yeah, it's like, oh, time to go.
yeah.
Party started. But it really is.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, what sparks them, like, who's the ringleader?
Right.
Decides that this is time to go. All right, Joe, Parks and Rec.
So, because the Parks and Rec was ahead. last
Oh,
time,
right.
So there's nothing more other than to do. Now it brings up the question. Do you want the structure I do, or do you just want to I can merge everything to a simple paragraph, but it won't have the structure, like the role that, let's say it'll just be information.
Well, I think for like all of us, I think if you just verbalize what you hear and Krista takes it and puts it into the minutes, I think.
No, I give her already pre-done.
Oh, you already, okay.
So the only question is, I try to use their structure, but if
Oh.
you don't care about their structure, it could just be a giant paragraph. That's what she effectively did here.
Yeah.
I just followed the structure.
And in the past, you've just taken.
It gives me a flash drive and I put it on my computer and I just enter it into the minutes.
Why it didn't help.
It is longer than, some reports, but it's got everything on it.
Yeah. No, you know what, go ahead and if you have it on, give it to
Yeah,
Krista and then,
because-
but yeah, tell us what was going on and then I'll just circle back with Lynette just to see.
Well, she's not coming to do it anymore for a while, right? The previous person did it.
She covers whenever you're not.
Yeah,
How long?
she just like,
When I'm.
yeah, twice a year, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just wait for you to get to you. Yeah, all right, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Joe, with like inland wetlands, there may be 10 issues that come forward which are individual home residences, and if they have no impact on the environment per se, I don't bring them and report on them. I edit them myself and decide, okay, this is worthy of people hearing about.
Yeah.
So you could do the same kind of thing with Parks and Rec and just say what has conservation ramifications versus, putting up new nets on the basketball court are not necessarily germane to conservation.
Yeah.
I can make that judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point, Peter. Thank you. Because I think and I don't know, I've said this not in a while, but we had maybe a couple of these, if any, back when I started on the preserve. And then we realized, particularly with Parks and Rec, when we were getting involved with, doing marking signs and Great Cedars and stuff, I think it was suggested, well, let's make sure that, we're not overlapping with what Parks and Rec might do or ideas that we have. And so that's how we said, oh, let's just send a rep to Parks and Rec. Because it's probably been at least 2-3 years now that we've been doing this. We've always had Gateway Commission. I think that is actually a requirement. And same is with inland wetlands. And then and preserve ad hoc. But I think those were the 3 primary things that we used to just report on.
Well,
And we added this because there's sometimes, like if you hear something in Parks and Rec and say, well, conservation could help you with this,
Parks and Rec's involved with trees, for example.
Yeah, or whatever, yeah. It's
Yeah.
sort of a
Yeah.
judgment call
Well,
on your
I
part.
am the only liaison between other commissions and partner with nobody else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're the sole
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and as I said, it started with just, just keeping tabs, and you can, if something comes up and you say, well, commission talked about this,
Yeah, all right, I
Last time.
can greatly
Yeah.
limit if it's only impact on.
yeah, yeah.
conservation.
Forgot something.
Oh, no, too bad.
Pass.
But they want to put some kiosks up in some of the properties, and they were wondering whether, we have some kiosks in Park and Rec, another town property, so they're wondering whether that's something that is done within the town, or whether like just building the kiosks. Do you know?
It
Whether it's
is.
signage with a little roof over it, or something with little space for a brochure,
That would probably be going to Ray Allen at Parks and
Yeah.
Rec, because they do try to keep them the same,
right?
with whatever logo and all that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, I would
Good
circle
Ray.
back to Ray Allen and ask him, because I think he does try to coordinate that with around town.
Uniformity.
Hmm?
Uniformity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And, funding, I think that just sort of, might get shared or way, yeah. Okay, Nina.
So there was just a couple of things. There's a variance application for 55 North Cove. They're proposing to move a garage out of the 50-foot tidal wave setback and reduce the impervious coverage by replacing paved driveway and surfaces with crushed stone.
Oh.
The commission appreciated the efforts, but they're concerned about increased garage bulk and potential obstruction of river views from Cove Road. So they voted to conditionally support it to support the application if the expansion is limited to accommodating larger vehicles, the garage is moved back as proposed, and efforts are made to reduce the building's visual bulk.
This is Cove Road, not North Cove Road. Cove Road?
55 North Cove.
North Cove Road, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Go over there.
Yeah.
I know, I'm curious
Take a
now.
There's a lot of stuff going on down there.
There it is.
And then the old Saybrook Marine redevelopment overlay zone, there's an amendment proposed. The amendment would create an overlay zone requiring property owners to seek map amendment before using the new regulations. And
Big map amendment before using, and I understand an overlays on this.
yeah, so I guess there's the map has been amended, so to use the amended map when doing the application.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 201 North Cove Road, that's the case where the people wanted to put a pool in, but the pool was too close to the river. So that's been in court. The appellate court granted certification to the property owners. The owner's attorney will file a brief, followed by a response brief from the Connecticut River Gateway Council attorney. Oral arguments will occur after the brief is completed, so that's still kind of. New business, the executive director, Craig Rapaz, presented the mission of the Connecticut Lights Out Connecticut, which promotes dark sky compliant lighting standards, bird-friendly building practices. The commission discussed a potential partnership and received informational materials. So yeah, that'll be neat.
No, there's just more things popping up about the dark skies.
I know, I really like that.
Interesting.
It always takes,
For the Gateway Commission to take up, because that,
Mhm. That's where it really makes an
it really makes
Yeah,
an impact.
yeah,
And the Gateway Commission, since they can tell you not to take a tree down, they should be able to tell you, don't light your house up like Disneyland.
Mhm.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's a touchy thing for, everywhere, but they've already have some say in what people
Yeah.
do in the
Mhm,
Gateway
mhm.
area.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
all right, so. Camelia is not here. Hope she's enjoying her summer vacation. I saw the sign is starting 27th or something, back to school. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very early.
I know, I was going to stores like back to school sales, like, oh no.
I know.
That and Halloween.
Yeah, I know. I know.
The candy's already out.
Went into home goods.
Yeah, it is a shock.
Okay, sustainable. Let's see, what's Lynette has written of, oh, the plastic free July promo will be submitted for credit. I think she meant that the last time, so that's a good thing for community outreach program on waste reduction. Oh yeah, and so yeah, we can talk about this. I think we said we would try to do this in the fall. Doing an info session on the rodenticides would earn credit as a green grounds and maintenance education program. And I guess while I mentioned the rodenticides, and Peter is writing an article that will go into the next events magazine. Kathy Connolly. Oh, so this is a positive thing. So after what was Diane Kinderman came to our meeting and brought this up, right? And I wrote to Carl, actually it was like 2 months ago, the very first time she came. And I said, we had a citizen come, can we consider not putting out the traps and stuff? And he had talked to, I guess who it would be, the grounds or whatever. And they said, well, we certainly cannot not do that in the transfer station, etc. But he brought it up at the Board of Selectmen meeting, which, Kathy Connolly happened to be at because she went for a totally different reason, but it perked up her ears, and Kathy is kind of like another, Carolyn. She shared her thoughts. And so, where's my notes? Yeah. So, there's birth control for mice.
Yeah.
Actually works. It takes a little while. So she shared that with Carl, and who's the guy, I'm drawing a blank on his name, who's sort of heads of grounds and whatever. But anyway, they were going to look into it. So yeah, it's called contraceptal.
Yeah.
Contraceptal. It's a vegetable-based product that, it's something they eat.
Food they eat.
Yeah, it's food they eat, and eventually, yeah. Because I think it was, and it's actually for males. So male.
Oh.
Why can't they do that for humans?
And Kathy said there was a chuckle in the Board of Selectmen meeting as well. That
Yeah.
like.
So like, where do people put it? Like, just,
It's a food, I guess you
Yeah,
buy
so-
it, right? Did you look into it, Peter? Did you like-
That's something.
Yeah.
I
I did not, I looked it up quickly, but I didn't.
Reduce the mice and Lyme disease. They've been doing it on Long Island for decades.
Oh, really?
Birth control kind approach to
Oh,
reducing the
interesting.
vector, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if you could put food in traps, you could just put the food out of the concept.
Right, and
You know?
Yeah, apparently something that they readily eat.
Wow, interesting. That's very interesting.
So anyway, while Peter's looking, oh yeah, and the other, so maybe in our next meeting, because we are going to run out of time, because this is August, September. Yeah, we can try to plan in the fall when summer's over and people have time. She mentioned that there's a wildlife, I forget it's RF Wildlife. Rich Fuller out of Clinton is someone who we could potentially have come and speak, because apparently he's
He's an exterminator.
an exterminator, but I think he uses what do I want to say, non-toxic measures. But I think, but I don't know. I think it would be good to have somebody like him.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
To say, well, here's the deal,
Like problem solver,
Right,
bringing up the issue, not someone who's just worried about the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can start thinking about this in our next meeting and reach out to him and get something organized.
Fertility control products, Contrapest and Contraceptal, and Good Bites are natural, non-hormonal based ingredients which they don't eliminate, but they lessen rodent fertility, which helps to knock back large populations to a manageable number, making it easier to apply safe, non-toxic alternatives. Like poisons, these non-chemical products must still be applied on a routine schedule to remain effective. This is a safe alternative to poisonous bait stations, which is what Saybrook is using,
Yeah.
with no secondary effect on other organisms. That's the big thing, is all these secondary critters that you don't want to see affected are damaged by the bait traps.
Oh, so like if the birds eat that mouse.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's
So
great.
then the bird gets it,
Or
yeah,
you just go to traffic squirrel.
yeah,
So does it work for rats as well as mice?
yeah.
No.
It's a rodent
Yeah,
contraceptive.
it's rodent, okay, all rodents.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh,
just learn something every day. Okay, let's see, where are we at? Open space monitoring. It's probably. Well, your project is done, so we have, the whole report. We presented it to Board of Selectmen. It's been approved and all that sort of thing. I think it's just something that when there's an update or whatever, we just, which I do have a small update, which would fall under this. Yeah. So, in our last meeting, and it was in the minutes, Kathy, reads the minutes, which is nice to know. And she said, I saw you guys were, trying to plan to do a hike in the Great Cedars eventually to check the markings and stuff. And I said, yes, I've been remiss in getting this organized. And so she offered, because she does the walks in the preserve and she has like this little stewardship group going on. She said, well, if we partner, she said, we could just make it one of our walks. So I said, I went ahead and made the executive decision. And so what we're going to do, I just picked the dates because she said the bugs and the ticks are really bad right now.
Yeah.
Which is like a no-brainer. And she said that, towards the end of September, it will get better. So if you guys want to make a note, and her experience, she said midweek tended to work better because people always had stuff going on the weekend.
Right.
So October 7th, I believe is a Wednesday from 3 to 5. And this is going to go in the newsletter that she puts out. And so we'll have a walk in Great Cedars West. I have to double check now. And the rain date is October 10th, which is a Saturday from 10 to 12.
Did you say 3 to 5, you said?
Yeah, 3 to 5 on Wednesday, the 7th, and then 10 to 12 on the 10th, the rain date. So I think, yeah, let's make an effort. And I have to double check. I have plenty of time to see what kind of markers that Ray has once we do the walk. I clarified with her that this was not going to be like clearing, the brush and stuff like that. Ours is really primarily whether we pick up some garbage and then note how the trails are marked. But and if there's a major clearing, that's the kind of thing that I can go back and tell Ray, Parks and Rec, and they'll go in there and clean. I mean, if it's a small thing, obviously, but I'm not going to say people bring your cutters and that sort of thing. That's not really, it's really more maintenance of the trail itself as far as.
So no kids. No kids.
No kids, I guess. No. I just said no, we're not going to do any cuttings, whatever. No, I think,
Yeah,
I don't know that her thing says anything about no. Well, no, I wouldn't bring kids. It's going to be it is a sort of a working.
the Ecology Club helped last time, put up the
Markers. Yeah, that's right. They went out with, a while ago with, Larry.
Larry and
And me.
Peter.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, yeah, so Camelia will be back, so we can, certainly advertise it with her, and if nothing else, it's, gets them in walk. So, yeah, that was my open space update. Housing or pathway? Well, that was I haven't been down to our garden. Have you guys been down?
I stopped by today.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have not.
It looked like the sunflowers like really blossomed. They're nearing their end of the blossoms. Mountain mint's still going strong. The white asters are coming in. The sedum is flowering. And there's some other things, but it looked good.
Oh, good.
So it's just that big space where
I
they
know.
cleared out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so let's make,
Maybe.
next.
But maybe
meeting,
next season we can put some.
or even in the fall.
Or in the fall, yeah.
Yeah. Figure out what to put
Yeah.
in there.
It's looking
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, and like the goldenrod is blooming and
Okay, I gotta get down there. The last
I
time I
did
went
make
on my
notes, I'm
bike, I
trying.
was being lazy. I just didn't have a ton of time. I usually zip in there. So I gotta check the garden. Oh, good. I think it's been a pretty good season because we've had enough rain.
Yes.
right. We had those couple of days of steady rain. Yeah.
So it's, however, the irrigation
Oh, right, we
always
never quite,
questionable.
we I figured that out, did we?
No. And tree preservation, I don't have any update there. I know they'll be doing their sale again in October. And I think they still get great response. People wanting trees. Right, and let's see, going on to outreach and education. So yeah, the events magazine, Peter has done a really nice article on the rodenticide. So yeah, you can take you can ignore this. I just said if you want to write, seek out professionals.
That's all right, yeah. I had to draw the line because of the wordage.
I know, yeah, it doesn't take much to get to 300
Now,
words.
you're getting it to the person who does it next.
I can't, yes, but you need to send me a Word. I can't do PDF.
Okay.
She'll,
I don't know how to do that.
How did you?
I know.
well, how did you write
How
it?
did
You
you
wrote it.
write it?
I wrote it
You wrote it in
on
Word.
my wife's Apple computer,
Yeah.
and then she did something to it so that she could send it to you.
You know what? I'll write to her and tell her,
Don't
Send it in an email.
don't do it. Yeah, she can send it to me as the, whatever that.
Pages. Do you have an
Pages.
Apple?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just tell her to send your
And then
raw file to me
Chris can
as pages.
switch.
As
the word.
pages.
Yeah.
So,
And I can
converted
change it,
She
and I
had
can
it
change it.
converted.
Yeah.
so
Or I'll change it to Word. I can change it into doc app. Just send it.
Just have her send it as pages, the exact
what you,
file that you were
What you worked
working
on, send the file.
okay,
yeah, she doesn't have to change anything. Just send me what you wrote.
the file
The file.
without
Don't
doing the
have-
transfer to
Right,
PDF.
yeah.
Okay,
Don't transfer the PDF.
okay.
Because yeah, Jennifer, they want Word because they'll
Yes, you can't do it. Fit it into their own
yeah, put it
structure.
through something. I don't know if there's any picture. Probably not necessary picture.
I'm gonna put it-
A dead
I'm gonna read
Yeah,
it.
right.
big rat.
I have these horrible pictures of, fox bleeding.
Yeah, I know.
I have lots of
That'd
pictures.
be a trick.
I could.
Yeah, no, that would. We don't want
That's
to
what.
totally freak. I'll get a letter, I'm sure, too, from somebody about that. All right, so we got that going, so that's great. Yeah, the rodenticides just sort of, well, yeah, I think jumping down real quickly to see, so let's talk about that next meeting and try to pick a date and make a plan to do a presentation at the library. Commission webpage. I have nothing new to say about that. Okay, anything else? Oh, we're not, yeah, 10 minutes over. Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Can make a motion.
I'll second it. And Deb, all right, all in favor?
Aye.